Hey there guys, Mike here. Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection is coming from the backyard. That's right. The backyard. It's a beautiful day here in Kentucky, which is unusually low temperatures this summer. It's been beautiful the past 3 days. So I thought I'd sit out here before the mosquitoes eat me up in the evening. So, yeah, I'm still healing from this shoulder surgery, so it's eating me up that I'm not out here mowing the yard or fixing something, you know. But anyways, guys, today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite movies, and I recently saw it, and accidentally I filmed this video already previously, and I lost the video. I think I erased it by accident because it was only like 7 minutes. But I wanted to talk about one of my favorite movies, and it's really funny. It's like every time I see this movie, it's better. It gets better and better. And I'm gonna try to hold this phone and show the movie. The movie I'm talking about is 1930's The Big Trail with John Wayne. This is John Wayne's probably official first real movie. He would do this in 1930, and then pretty much the rest of the decade, he basically did just B westerns and stuff like that, B westerns, and a lot of low budget Poverty Row westerns and stuff, because Big Trail was supposed to be a big hit and everything, but the Depression hit about the same time. 1930, Hollywood hadn't really felt the Depression just yet, but probably by the end of the year they felt the thing on the I'm trying to talk here, the Depression and everything. So it didn't do so well. It was originally filmed in Grandeur Vision, which is a early widescreen process. William Fox which was Fox Films then, later on to be 20th Century Fox. I think by later in the 30s. But he had come up with this whole process, and he was quite an innovator. He wasn't the first person to come up with widescreen, but he had developed it to where it was a more doable process, where they could take some cameras and they could go do some stuff, and they had projectors, and all they had to do was refit theaters with the larger screen, which, because of the Depression and stuff, there was no money for the little theaters to convert their theaters over, some of the smaller ones. A lot of the movie studios during the 30s owned, or even in the 20s, they owned their own chains of theaters. So like MGM had the MGM Lowe's theaters, which was like a chain. So it's kind of like now you see Cinemarks and the Regals and different stuff like that. But it was the movie studio itself, and they had control of that studio or that cinema, and they only showed their films. So like RKO had their own, Fox had their own. Some beautiful theaters built all across America, beautiful ones still there. Actually, Louisville, Kentucky has a beautiful one called the Louisville Palace that was built in 1927. And it was originally a Lowe's cinema, so MGM. So they would have showed all the MGM movies and stuff there and everything. And they remodeled it in the 90s, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It looks just like it did in the 20s, 1927. It's my favorite place to be, honestly. I've seen many concerts there, film fests and stuff, and it's absolutely stunning. But anyways, there was no money to redo all these theaters, and Fox's dream was it was squashed. So technology changed a little bit. So about 1953, when they came out with CinemaScope, all the theaters generally got on board with it, because then they had to compete with TV. There was nothing before competing with them but the Depression. So they all did it then to save their necks before TV would kill them all. You know, that's what they thought. So anyways, this process was a phenomenal process. It's closer to probably between like a VistaVision that you would see. Paramount came out with VistaVision, and it's more of like a 1:8:5, I believe, more of a 1:8:5. It's a little different aspect ratio, but anyways, that's what it was filmed. But the film itself is just phenomenal. I mean, they use so many extras, so many animals, so many wagons and extras and everything. And they did all of this on location, which they had started doing on location stuff, but it, you know, in the silent days. But now they had to keep up with microphones and these huge cameras, widescreen cameras, and it was, I mean, just watching the movie it's like, wow, it's stunning to look at. You would not believe that. Being a 1930 early talkie. Now keep in mind, it was an early talkie. And most movies you watch now that have survived the 30s, that were filmed in 1930, they're so static. You know, the camera doesn't move, nothing's innovative, it's just static. You might as well, they put a camera up on a stage and just filmed a stage play. That's kind of what it was. But for them to film all these extras and all these landscapes, and, you know, just on location of, you know, they even redwood forest all over the place. And it is just absolutely stunning. And it's got some really good early actors in there. I think it was the last movie of what's his name? Tyrone Power, not to be confused with Junior, who would be a, you know, huge movie star at the Fox, 20th Century Fox in the late 30s and 40s and 50s and stuff. But his dad, who was a major Broadway star, and I think he had only done maybe 2 talkie movies, or maybe that was the only one, but it was his last one. And he is this real gruff baritone voice, very, you know, somebody that can use his own voice, booming voice, as you can tell from the theater, to carry his voice and stuff. He's one of those trained theater guys, you know. But John Wayne really stands out. I mean, he went to USC and played football, or was it UCLA? He went to one of the two. I think it was USC. And he was a football star, and got in the movies, started doing some bit parts, some little walk-on things, just an extra, you know, and stuff. And then I think John Ford got a load of them at some point. I don't know if Raoul Walsh, who directed this movie, really caught him first, or if John Ford did, because John Ford wouldn't work with John Wayne until 1939 when they would do Stagecoach. But yeah, it's just a marvel. It's just a modern marvel, this movie. It's just unbelievable. I can't get over the fact, I mean, this Blu-ray is a restored print of it. They went in, restored it, restored the, the original widescreen film, and did all the stuff they needed to do. And there's also a full screen version, which has been out previously. But man, it is such a great movie that maybe some people would skip over it, thinking it's just one of John Wayne's little, cheap westerns. I can't say anything. I'm sorry to say that. I mean, I've just never watched his 30s westerns. The same thing with Randolph Scott. He did a bunch of they weren't exactly B westerns, but they were by Paramount. And a lot of them are just so creaky, and there's just bad prints of all of them. They're hard to watch sometimes. So I have to say the same thing about Randolph Scott's movies. So John Wayne's might be better. I just have never given him a proper chance and watched them all. But I mean, he was a natural in 1930 in The Big Trail. And anybody that hasn't seen this movie, check it out. Get this Blu-ray or even the DVD. There's a DVD that's got the restored stuff, but it's all the bonus features that are really exciting. There's a documentary on this about the production, all the extras, all the pieces of, you know, animals and horses and just all kinds of stuff. They had so much. You cannot even believe that. You could not do that today. It would be like $1 billion movie if they did all that nowadays, exactly the same way, without CGI, without computer-aided help or anything. But check it out. The documentary is really, really good. It talks about, you know, the process, the Vista Vision, or Grandeur Vision, and all that. And it's an awesome movie. And it's actually, once you put it on, you start watching it, you get into it, and you start watching it. I just have to say, if you watch it for the first time and it doesn't really grab you, come back to it. Don't give up on it, because it is a good movie. Because it took me a couple of times till it really hit me. And it wasn't so much the technical side of everything this time. It was the, you know, the movie itself. And, you know, it has some of its quips and little things for the age, you know. I mean, but it's really not that bad. It's not too dated, you know, and everything. And it's pretty exciting, actually. So there you go, guys. I hope it wasn't too much noise and anything. So I'm going to try this, and you guys give The Big Trail, give that a chance, because it's a good movie. And so anyways, guys, I'm going to get off here, and I'll talk to you later. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And I'll see you guys later.